How'd you get on yesterday, mate?
Drew 1 each.
Against?
Tamworth away.
Oh, on the 4G? 4G?
It's like a 3.5G.
Has he got that?
And you get no 3G in the dressing room either.
Oh, mate. Is it rubber pellets, that one, or sand?
Yeah,
rubber pellets.
Rubber, yeah.
Do you hate playing on that?
It's not ideal when you're getting older, is it?
Have you woke up with any, like, scuffs and burns and stuff like that? Do lads get them off there?
10 minutes was all right.
Carpet burns.
Carpet burns,
they're horrible, aren't they? They must be horrible for a goalkeeper.
Horrible for a goal.
I think it's a massive advantage for them playing in that league now.
Yeah.
On that pitch.
It's a leveller, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So that's where Spurs are going to be playing in the FA Cup in a few weeks' time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not even a few weeks' time, you know.
You
It's like
take a
next
picture
week.
of the dressing room just so we could show everybody.
I don't want to give them a heads up, do I?
What happened? Something happened before the game where shirts weren't good to go or something.
Yeah, so we've had a bit... I mean, they've signed everything off with the secretary and all that, like 10 days before.
About what colours and
About
stuff.
what colours you wear, what kit and stuff. So the kit man's brought the pink away kit. It's pink and black, but predominantly pink. And they wear black and red. And I think before the game, but it's predominantly black, I think. Before the game, the gaffer goes in and does the ref things, and the refs apparently said to their manager, "Are you happy with it?" And of course, he's going to try and do everything he can to upset us.
Cause the fuss.
He said, no, not happy with it. So we had to wear our warm-up tops, which we got given random numbers on our warm-up tops, which are bright green, because that was the only numbers they had. So, like, it weren't even your official numbers. It was a bit of a...
So they had to print them for you?
Yeah, they printed them for us.
And Tamworth...
So we had to wear our match shirts in the warm-up and our warm-up shirts in the match.
What are they warm-up shirts? Are they, like, proper... Are they still, like, obviously technical,
They're not as, like, airy. They're, like... What would you call it?
Like a dry fit,
innit?
Dry fit type thing.
Yeah, so yeah.
Well, we'll put a picture on screen. From what it's like, from what it looks like. But what was the score in the end? 1-1?
1-0, yeah. Conceded late from a throw-in.
I like that Tamworth goalie. I do. I like him. I watched him in the last round.
Yeah.
He played really well, actually, Played really, really well. I think Spurs will find it tougher.
They will, yeah. It's not nice. I mean... It is what it is. You get used to it, but it's Portakabin's dressing rooms.
Proper.
Yeah, don't mind it.
Yeah, damn right.
You're in for a real game, but it'd be interesting.
I hope they make Spurs change the shirts.
I love that. That would be good, wouldn't it? The lamb, we want to see it. Right, should we talk about some football, lads?
Just do it.
Yeah, Christmas is done and dusted now. I've already taken my decorations down.
Have you?
No. I love Christmas. I absolutely buzz off Christmas.
He's staying up.
They're still annoying.
Yeah, they're staying up for months, mate, I promise you. Right, busy day of football yesterday. Should we start with the Liverpool game, lads?
Yeah.
Could you see it? Could you see it through your TV screens with all the fog on?
It were difficult. It were very difficult. I'd been to Blues Burton.
Yeah.
Exactly the same in the afternoon. You thought at certain points they were going to have to stop for...
Oh, really? Yeah.
It just became really foggy, and obviously then got home to watch this game through bleary eyes as well, but managed to see through it.
It was a bit of a... I know it got off to a bit of a shock, 1-0 to Leicester. Everyone was like, what on earth is going on here? But after that, it was pretty straightforward, wasn't it?
Do you know what I like about them, though, is, like... Everyone says that he's a great tactician, makes the right substitutes at half-time, but they're just quite calm about it. Like, they go 1-0 down, and it's almost like you know what's coming, and they're just patient.
Can I jump on that quickly? Do you know why that is? Honestly, because they have got players that just want to work really hard. Yeah. They want to work really hard, and they want to do it properly. So no matter what the tactics are, no matter what the formation is, 4-3-3, 3, doesn't matter. They're going to give you everything they've got, and that most of the time will overcome tactics and sneaky... They'll just work hard.
They've got no qualms about just putting the ball in the box.
Oh,
the amount of crosses they put in compared to the other big teams is unbelievable. But I think Leicester had 1-0 up. They were playing really well, actually. And Mavididi tries to put Daka through.
He had a moment.
Hits it, and you think if he puts that in his path, it's
a different game completely. I still would have probably backed Liverpool to come back and do it. I really would have.
The time that they concede as well, Leicester concede, and the manner in which the goal is scored, Justin, and he lets him inside. We talked about it weeks ago, like letting him inside and whips it in.
If you can just see that through, if you can just see it through to half-time, you're absolutely cooking. Watto, Leicester in goal. What has happened here? Because you had Wardy playing last week, he had a bit of a bad game, and then this week completely dropped from the squad.
I think it's a brutal sport, isn't it? And playing goal can be a real brutal place. I actually think Van Nistelrooy's tried to protect him because it was so virile against him last week. Yes, he didn't play very well, but the home support cheering when he made an easy low save, I think mentally he would have been in a real dark place. And possibly, you know, they've really looked after him there, because Anfield's not the greatest place to go when you're a goalie feeling
struggling. It's a tough place to be.
I think he would have really suffered from that. When your home supporters are like that.
Have they really looked after him, Watto? Because I look at this from a fan point of view, and you go, he's played last week, not even in the squad this week. That looks like he's just been bombed out the squad.
Well, I think Ward's looking at it, he's relieved. I think he's
relieved. Yeah.
Get me out of the firing line.
I think this is people who know what it feels like, that when you've been in that situation, it's gone so bad for you mentally. It's just like, oh my God, get me out of here.
Now, though,
you don't want to. But
how's he ever going to? Is that him done at Leicester?
You'd assume it's probably him done at Leicester. To be fair, he'd need a ward.
He might want a fresh start. He might want that now to get away and clean slate.
But his whole feeling towards playing for that team. The supporters' reaction to him is very, very difficult to come through.
Yeah.
No matter in what circumstances he put that shirt on to play in front of the home or away crowd, to be fair, it's very difficult to come back. And I think Van Nistelrooy probably did do the right thing. Ward, he might not admit it outwardly, but it was the right decision for him mentally as well. But I don't think he's got any legs at Leicester anymore. And January can't come quick enough for probably him and the club to try.
Wrexham boy, isn't he?
Wrexham boy, yeah, that'd be a nice. You see, yeah.
I believe so.
He's definitely a Wrexham fan, anyway. Yeah. Should we give Liverpool some love then? They were Liverpool, weren't they?
How about that goal? What about Gakpo, Ben? How good?
He's finding his feet, is what he's doing now. He looks like he knows where he belongs. He knows what his strengths are. He's just settled. I think that's the word, isn't it? Now?
Yeah.
He's settled down. He's confident. Yeah. He knows what he's doing now. To be fair, his goal was absolutely beautiful, but when he was sort of setting himself to strike it, I'm thinking, oh, you're all composed now. You're nice and calm. You ain't trying to snatch at it or kick it too quick or too hard or anything like that. You're under control, and that's the bit about him, isn't it?
I think that Liverpool attacking lineup is absolutely phenomenal.
Frightening.
Frightening. You wouldn't want to face that every week if you're a defender. I've spoke on the show before about Leicester and particularly the two centre-halves. I mean, what a tough place to go. And even if you're on the top form as a player and a goalie, I mean, what they give you in terms of problems is phenomenal. And look, they were very comfortable in terms of managing the game, even though they were a goal down. You just felt it were inevitable, it would come in. I think the timing of the equaliser and then scoring a couple of minutes in again, This
was a perfect fixture for Liverpool. It really was.
Yeah.
Boxing Day, it's a late kick-off. They are playing a team that are struggling confidence-wise. They can rest a couple of the players. Diaz and Jota are on the bench, and they still come through. They still come through double confident.
I looked at that before the game. You flick on the starting lineups and you look at their bench
compared to City as well.
Yes, exactly.
And you go, like you said, you had Diaz, Jota, Szoboszlai, and the rest.
And more and more.
Yeah, and
That's
you do think... I think my lad was telling me that Liverpool... He better be right on this, but Liverpool have played Leicester 3 out of the last 5 Boxing Days.
Oh.
One of them, they were in the Championship. So
didn't they win? One of them the year they won the Premier League as well. Were they saying that?
Can we talk about Mo Salah, 100 club at home in 140-odd games? Impressive.
Incredible,
yeah. I mean, have you spoke about Salah in terms of... Contract. What would you do if you were the club?
I think you need to just tie him down. It's as simple as that. How old's Mo Salah?
He's 32. He's 33 in mid-June.
At the start of next season.
I'd give him a 3-year deal quite happily. Do you know why I'd give him a 3-year deal? Because I know that even in 3 years' time, even if he's not the player that he is quite now, he'll still be giving me 110% out on the pitch. He'll still be giving it.
One of the best things, again, about him is always available. He never gets injured. They never bring him off.
There you go.
It's unbelievable. Like him and Van Dijk are the same, no?
But when you see him with his shirt off and everything...
shredded. He's an absolute pro.
And he knows how to live his life to produce day in, day out.
It will catch up with him eventually, so it's 3 years.
But I think you're getting at least 2 out of him. I think you'll get at least 2 still at this level.
Is that last year almost like a consummate pro... having him around the
James Milner role, the Jordan Henderson role.
Is that him?
No, maybe not. I still think he's on the pitch every single Saturday afternoon. I promise you, I still think he is. Yeah. And all that other stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's a bonus year, isn't it? He's earned it.
I think you've got to have it. You've got to have him. You've got to have him. You've got
business
to have him.
point of view, they always look at it from that point of view, don't they?
Yeah, I think he's a no-brainer. Do you know a team that aren't a well-oiled machine?
1 or 2.
Well, these boys here, this shirt that I'm wearing, Manchester United, because they got pumped yesterday.
Yeah, against my boys.
Yeah, against your boys. You were buzzing, weren't you?
Yeah, mate, absolutely buzzing. And I don't want to be negative because we've won again. and that's 2 out of 2 for Pereira. But when we beat Leicester 3-0 last week, I did think little bit misleading almost. And this week I watched it and came in this morning and went, Wolves weren't brilliant. Like, we've won, but we weren't great.
I still think they were deserved to win, though.
Yeah.
You're playing one of the worst teams in the Premier League.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that we weren't great, and we've come in the end.
They've turned a corner, though, haven't they? Wolves. I think they've definitely turned a corner.
Let me ask you a question. How shit are Man United?
Mate, they are
honestly.
Watto picked that one up.
Honestly, seriously, that team, you could have 10 managers in charge of that team.
Nothing's changing.
I think that's the problem. They probably have got
how bad were Wolves before the manager, right? And then how much better are they now? How bad were Man U before the manager? And how much better are they now?
How much worse are they now?
Yeah, I honestly think they're worse.
Oh, God.
Under Ten Hag.
I
don't see them doing
anything. I don't get what it is. I don't get the plan.
I
don't get
see
nothing.
a little bit of a bright spot in Anthony. He looks a little bit better.
He did. I'll give you that. Actually,
and he looked a bit more positive.
He still was one where he could have challenged and he absolutely shit himself and lifted his leg out of the way.
But he looked a little bit more lively. Like
they were absolutely miles off it. I'm watching, just thinking, there's no urgency. There's no real commitment to the cause. Teammates, people grabbing each other. The red card was a symptom of Manchester United's season,
and it is a red card.
That's the captain as well.
Captain, but
it is a red card. It's a red card.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You can't get 3 red cards in a season.
No,
not one player can get 3 red cards in a season.
Arguably, it could have been a straight red.
Yes,
potentially, yeah. But I mean, he's probably got away with it.
Don't they? But
yeah, but you can't get 3 red cards in a season.
No, and he's the leader of the team.
Captain as well.
You would have thought he would have had a better dynamic with the manager, and surely the manager said to him at half-time, "Look, you're the leader, mate. Come on. You've got to be steady." 2 minutes into the second half.
The final goal, right? I know it's last minute and Man United still attacking, but Agate, right? He's supposed to be this midfield absolute monster. Just gets pushed off the ball, absolutely bullied, nowhere near it.
Didn't know he was playing.
Boom, ball up, straight over, and it's like, wow.
Mate, but you talk about the offensive prowess, and you're giving some of them players a little bit of love there. The best effort at goal come from Dalot.
Yeah, he did.
And he makes a good save, Sarr.
Yeah.
They've got all this.
That's about the only. That's about the only save he had to make.
So
as well.
what are they doing, Man United? See, all right, he's playing a back 3 now, and he wants to develop into 3-4-3 and be this offensive team. And our back 3 should be. Normally, you're working as a sliding back 4, and all these. It's not that hard. No. So he's not reinventing the wheel. But these players are bang average Premier League players,
and that's what for Man United is that they're only 20 points behind Liverpool. It feels like it should be. Where are they 40, even though they haven't got 40 yet.
Mate, the way they're going, they're lucky that it's Southampton, Leicester.
Yeah, there's three poor teams. There's 3 poor teams.
When you when you say about reinventing the wheel, though, Watto, I think Wolves. Pereira's come in, and I think they almost have reinvented the wheel, because there was a lot of negativity, and you got the kind of kicking off. Lemina stripped to captaincy, Aït-Nouri and Cunha, and they've come in. It seems to have really settled them down.
The one thing I'd say for the manager is he has obviously had the bounce effect. He's been very, very fortunate that the FA have not done Cunha earlier, because if he's missing for the last 2 games, you're not a one-player team.
It might be a saving grace, this, though. Because he might get suspended for the whole of January. No one wants to sign him, so they get to keep him.
Oh,
he is. I've watched a lot of him. He is that good.
How good?
Mate, I think he's... I said to my lad yesterday, I was like, genuine, I think he's one of the biggest teams in Europe good.
Well, let's put it this way.
He does run midfields, doesn't he?
He wouldn't even consider going to Man United, and he could play in any position in Man United's team. That's how good he is.
Would he go to a Liverpool or Man City or Arsenal?
I think he's good enough. If he fits the system, I think he's good enough for any team.
He's what Man U need.
He's so willing as well.
Because he's athletic as well, and they don't have any athleticism.
He's so willing and works so hard, and he's just... I've watched his interview after the game, and he looks like he's genuine,
but the way
proper.
The confidence he's got, the way he moves the ball, and roll the ball over his foot, and he's just a class act.
The first time he got the first booking for Fernandes, he dragged the ball past about 4 Man United players, they all conversion, and then he just tripped him up.
The way he moves the ball, manipulates the ball, reminds me a little bit of Odegaard at times. He's top.
Only Southampton have lost more Premier League games since Ruben Amorim came in at Man United, lads.
I thought that might have been City.
Honestly,
might have been there.
Five defeats out of his first 10 games for Amorim at Man United. I think it just goes to show that it doesn't matter what manager you put in there.
No,
it's not going to work.
There's the
players aren't up to it.
Lack of leadership. The culture's not right. And I think you've got Brailsford and Ratcliffe, this Ineos model, and you've now taken Ashworth out of it for whatever reason. Bereda's in, you've got Wilcox in, but there's like a lot of chefs in the kitchen there.
Yeah, too much.
And
too many voices.
Too many voices.
Too many opinions.
And even though they need 2 or 3 windows, as we've said on the show before, to get that team anywhere near, they need to get clear roles defined and who's making some big decisions come January for sure.
Let me ask you a quick question then. So the longer Rashford's out the team, this is going to make it harder for them to sell him, right?
I don't think it really changes anything for Rashford. I think it's pretty nailed on now that he is going to be leaving the club.
It makes it harder for them to get more money.
Whether he goes, do you know what? It wouldn't surprise if he went on loan in January. It really wouldn't.
If you were a betting man, where do you think?
I just think what's happened is he's made it a little bit untenable for him to stay at the club, and I think it's really tough for the manager to play him now. Really, really tough for the managers to play him now. So if he was to go out on loan, it's almost like a shop window for him, which could boost his value again. So if he went out on loan to another team in the Premier League, scored, 10 goals between January and the end of the season.
United can't have Sancho and Rashford out on loan. They can't.
Tearing it up.
They can't have that much value.
But the manager is still saying the door is still open for him if he's willing to work hard.
Right, I like
he's
that.
Not going
do you know what? I do at least appreciate the way that the manager is staunch with stuff like this. So even Garnacho's got rid of the blonde hair now. Have you seen it? His blonde hair's gone, because I guarantee you the manager would have come and gone, oi.
About the slits, man.
Yeah, the slits are still not a fan of, to be honest with you. But even that, I bet you he'd have gone, oi, none of that. No,
I think he's really going to try and change a culture.
Yeah.
But you've got to change that dressing room, and it's windows.
Time could run out before he gets to change it. I do.
Can you imagine if Man United sacked another manager before the end of the season?
After paying what they haven't.
But they're that bad, aren't they? They're that bad.
But where are they going to finish?
I'm looking at fixtures now, lads. I'm looking at fixtures.
They're bottom half team.
I think they're bottom half.
Bottom half.
So do you think they'll be happy to just finish where they are now?
I think this season is a total write-off, and they're hoping to do whatever business they can in January.
Yeah.
And the summer, it's really clean slate.
Oh, lads, hold on, wait. Look at these next 3 fixtures.
They've got Arsenal.
Oh, my gosh. Right, next game is Premier League at home to Newcastle, and then Premier League away to Liverpool, and then FA Cup away to Arsenal.
They could lose all 3 of them.
So
quite comfortably.
Comfortably, yeah. And then it's the game that is, I would say, if they do win all 3 of them, the next game is a monster. Southampton. They're at home to Southampton. El Sacico.
That's a suspect.
Mark it in your diaries. 16th of January, it's El Sacico, all right?
At Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford.
Would they swap him back now for Van Nistelrooy?
Just rotate him round.
If they sack him, it's not about that.
Eric, can you come back, please? Yeah. See you soon. Bye.
Hey, Ollie, I think, is the one. Or Mourinho. They're the 2 that they're probably going.
I honestly don't believe they're going to sack him, but the season is a write-off, and we've just passed Christmas.
Do you want to talk about the first goal quickly? We're going to move on. Chelsea. I
would love to talk.
Let's talk about the first goal, and straight from the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke off air about it, and I did a lot of zonal marking, but I had goalkeepers who I thought were capable physically. Yeah. So people often say that you shouldn't profile whatever, but unless you're of a certain presence in that goal, in these kind of instances, you're going to struggle. So Man United go zonal. The only thing that I didn't like is the fact that they had man markers inside it. I would have gone zonal at that point. My man markers, I'd have asked my zones to narrow up. My man markers then become my zones outside or on the 6-yard box, and my goalie had to deal with the physicality of that action. Now, is it a good ball? Is it tough? He's got 3 Man United players around him. But as soon as he engages in the movement forward and touching the first guy, and it's that ball back, it's all over. Yeah. And it's nothing to do with zonal setups. Maybe I'd have a bit more detail.
Do you not think he could have done with protection, though? Just 2 people around him to
There's too many bodies
away.
I actually believe the more bodies you put in there,
you want
the less room you've got to deal. So when I talked about my zones narrowing up, we didn't stand on the goalie's toes. There's a yard and a half that he's got space to deal. So if you think that Man United go in there at that point, if you mark inside it, you've got no... And then it is a standing jump. So I actually think you should leave the goalie free. And potentially now with the new rules...
Because they haven't fouled him, have they?
No, they haven't fouled him. He's engaged
They were
first.
talking about the guy behind who gave him a little... No. But the problem is Onana's got too involved with the player in front of him, trying to push him out the way. What you need to do when you get stood on like that is get your arms up, first and foremost. Get your arms up out the way, yeah? So worst case scenario, if you are getting punched about, you can just get a punch on it. Right. He's left his arms down too late, got too involved with people, and by the time the ball's up there, he's trying to get his arm up, it's just gone over him. You ain't going to get your arms up in time, honestly.
In terms of the step forward and the touching here... Your arms are done.
Yeah.
You have to raise at that point. And you're hoping at that point, obviously, the lower down the leagues, you want the ref to see if somebody grabs your arm and that, and obviously it's a foul. But with VAR, if you raise up and there's contact, you're going to get something. But when you're trying to use this for momentum, it's finished.
But he was like a pinball in there, wasn't he, really? Like the Wolves players have just done enough to...
But it's his own fault for getting involved in it. Don't get involved in all of that.
Teams are going to be targeting that,
Stand there, set your base, set a real solid base, and just have your arms up. Don't need to go pushing, because you know that from when that ball's kicked on that corner flag to it going in the back of the net, it's a second.
Imagine them playing...
It's literally a second, yeah? You ain't got time to do this and to move. Get your arms up, look, use your core, set your base, and when the ball comes, worst case scenario, get a punch away.
He should be more worried about behind, because he's got a person at the front post that would head it away anyway.
It was a good ball, it's a good ball, and it's right on top of it. But they're the ones that you have to, like say, just get your arms up,
mate.
there.
If you've got
Don't
your
get
arms
involved.
up and you can flick on,
flick it,
or if the ball is that flat, good one, you get a good contact and a punch. But from here to get, you finish.
Most goals conceded from corners. But what, you think, Ben, they're playing Arsenal coming up? Those corners for Arsenal.
Newcastle as well.
Mate, they'll be rubbing their hands. I
as soon as that goal went in, I thought, Watto. That's what I did.
What's Watto got to say about it?
That gives me sleepless nights, that.
We've got a few goalie things we're going to talk about today, actually. I'm looking forward to some of these, actually. Real good analysis. So, a few controversial red card chats we've got as well.
Yeah, we have.
No controversial red card.
There's a few disagreements going on today, and I'm looking forward to it. Right, Chelsea, Fulham. This one absolutely killed me,
Did you
lads.
see that coming?
No, I actually watched sort of the last half hour of this game live, because it was all on Amazon. It was brilliant, by the way. Amazon, when they do it, lads, it's just...
it's very good.
It's top tier, it really is.
They pay you?
No,
you're right.
No, not to say that.
Not to say that, but...
Sometimes
you are right,
they do
though. It's
pay
brilliant.
me.
It's brilliant. Refreshing, isn't it?
It's so good. It's so good, right? So we actually put this game on, and Chelsea were brilliant. Chelsea were popping them. They had so many chances. Leno made so many good saves, mate, honestly.
I want to talk about Leno to you, because I put in my notes before the show, I'm going to ask Ben about Leno, because what he did, he did his job very, very well.
Very well.
But I never seen him jump up and down and cheer and chest out, fist pumping.
Just does his job, mate.
Just did his job.
There's a lot to be said
for it. What about the Cole Palmer goal?
God, how quick? Do you know what, right? Can we talk about this Cole Palmer goal, right? His feet are so quick, right? And the reason why he can score that goal, is because he gets the shot off so quickly, nobody's expecting it. The defender hasn't even sorted his feet out to try and get a block in, so it goes straight through his legs. Leno in goal is thinking, well, he's going to take at least one more touch out into there onto his left, and it's by that time, I've got plenty of time. He's not even set all ready for it yet. The whole thing is so good.
Every touch he makes during that passage of play where he goes past a couple of players, every touch he makes, the weight of the touch is just enough to take it away from the defender, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
You should just freeze it when he receives that first pass, because for any kid or any player at any level watching it, it's scanned, body shape, opened up, touch, I'm going to play forward.
Every contact
is
he's
unbelievable.
Slinky, he's powerful. I agree. He's in control of every part of that goal. He really is.
Street footballer, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant, mate. It's lovely. But in fairness, fair play to Fulham. Absolutely fair play to Fulham. We're going to talk about their winning goal. Watto, okay? I didn't see it coming. I won't lie. I didn't see it coming because Chelsea were popping them. Like I said, Leno made loads of good saves. Chelsea should have been clear by this point. However, Sanchez in the Chelsea goal, and nobody picked up on this on commentary. Nobody said a bean about it, all right? Sanchez had the ball at the edge of his box, gone to boot it up because Chelsea are chasing a winner here. Last couple of minutes, chasing it up, pumped it up there, absolutely drags it to the other half of the pitch, the other side of the pitch. Fulham, free header, boom. It's 3v2. It's absolute carnage. Panic stations, cut back, goal.
Mate,
if you were a goalie coach and a manager of Chelsea there and your goalie had just done that, what are you saying?
Mate, I was absolutely raging. I honestly, seriously, I'm thinking, mate, you've actually done all right for him today.
Yeah.
And, accept if it's 1-1 or whatever, but the whole team's up the field. He's virtually 10 yards from the halfway line, free kick, no pressure, no press, no nothing. And instead of playing it down that way where he's got his players looking for a second,
he's moved everybody
he
over.
drags a
Everybody's
diagonal
moved over.
ball, which, honestly, Ethan, my son, who's 13, could have kicked it further. And he invites a counter-attack, and I think his head's that popped with it, thinking exactly what you've said. I'm going to get a right bollock in here. As the break and play it square, he decides to try and run down the line, and he thinks, shit, I'm moving, and he's hit it, and it's in. I'm like,
man's land,
it's just a complete disaster. Nobody spoke about it from a goalie's perspective, but it's a horrible place to be in, and of course you can make a miss kick. But he just compounded every action with it, and he basically just gave Fulham a free hit, which is fantastic for them and Silva.
Can't take anything away from Fulham, though.
No, did you see him at full time? The celebrations, like even they were like,
Was that their first win at Stamford Bridge? Is it?
Yeah, 45 years.
Oh my gosh.
45. Do you know what I like about it, right? Is they're like one of these Bournemouth type teams where the sum of all the parts just work really, really well. And
totally
players have found homes there. And when they scored that late goal, you've got all the staff, all the subs, all piling on. And you look at it and go, that's a team.
Yeah,
My little boy said when we were watching it, in my match of the day, he said, Daddy, why are they celebrating so much? I was like, you don't understand. You'll get there one day. When you score a last-minute winner.
When you've been pumped and you smash and grab her like that, that is worth its weight in gold, honestly.
But I think we should give a little bit of love. I mean, Palmer, for his vision, touch, goal, were amazing. But the best moment of the game for me was Bassi driving out, as he said. And what about then when he gets to the edge of the box and he just goes, boom, gets past two and has a fizz with his left foot, and Sanchez, very good save.
Big Bassi.
Centre-half?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got, to be fair, the effort, he struck it quite well. Yeah. But at that point, you go, mate, lift your head up. It's on here, but he's just seen the headlines.
You know it's nice, though. It's nice as a centre-half to be in the final third. You've just got total freedom.
Yeah. Have you ever done that?
Oh, not that. I've pulled Cruyff turns out, chops.
If that's you in that position, are you getting your head up and being nice and composed after you've just broke through everybody?
Of course I am.
The adrenaline's running.
Tell you what, the best centre-half run I've ever seen is Wrexham. When you won the National League.
Owen O'Connell.
Oh.
Not County.
Runs onto his own ball.
Yeah. Talked about that.
Puts it about.
Their line was ridiculously high.
Yeah.
Said, I reckon I could play myself in.
Play yourself in.
Their centre-halves just grabbed the strikers.
Yeah, I know.
He said that. I can play myself in.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Good, isn't it? I know.
Anyway.
All right, before we move on to Newcastle versus Villa, lads, how about this for a stat? Cole Palmer, in his first 50 Premier League starts, 52 goal involvements. 52 goal involvements in 50 Premier League starts.
What do you think Man City would do to have him anywhere near their group?
Oh, mate. Probably pay 200 million quid.
What'd they sell him for? 40?
40 million quid. Yeah. Jesus. Wow.
Do you think there's any chance of him going back in January?
Why would he want to? Why
would you want to, mate? Exactly.
Right, Toon versus the Villa. Could we see this result coming, lads?
Villa seem to be a little bit hit and miss at the moment.
They do, don't they?
They're a good team. But
I think I could see this.
Could you?
Yeah. I think Newcastle really turned the corner.
Yeah, they have. I agree.
Like 3-0, 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
They look good. And
Popping.
Yeah, and the thing is, I see like their players that are coming off the bench, like your Barnes and people like that. They're allowed to, because people always say about Barnes, why didn't he get enough minutes? He's had his injury issues and stuff. I think they're managing him unbelievably. Yeah. But that's because they're being allowed to. Yeah. Because you've got people like Murphy who are performing week in, week out. Gordon with his goal. Again, cutting in. What a finish. Yeah. I just think like they've got kind of everything at the moment. The balance with
Newcastle
Bruno
is a horrible place to go. When Newcastle are popping,
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day. The work rate of some of those new... You mentioned the two midfielders there, Joe Linton and... Joe Linton and Jimenez. Like, in midfield, are just, honestly, you know you're up against it when you're playing against them.
Do you know, I think it's a little bit of a throwback to years gone by, and almost like, do you remember when Arsenal had Petit and Vieira in there? And they were just bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
And when I see like Joe Linton and Guimaraes...
And Tonali as well is a big old boy.
Yeah, and you just think, they're just running over teams.
Yeah.
No, I think they have got some phenomenal players, Newcastle, to be fair to them. Because like, I think Villa are probably one of the better coach teams, if I'm honest, and tactically always gets it right. But you go into Newcastle, if you can't match their physicality and intensity, and obviously, look, going down 1-0 early on is very, very difficult, especially at Newcastle. But Newcastle, to be fair to them, ran all over them. Well, and that's not normal.
Fozzie, can I just ask you? So I came in this morning and went, what about that Anthony Gordon goal? And you went, whoa, just wait a second.
Yes, okay, so me and Watto are in complete agreement about this, as we always are on the goalkeeper thing. I said, do you think Emmy's got a bit too advanced in his positioning there for the Anthony Gordon? And he went, yeah, totally agree. So as Anthony Gordon gets out of his feet and is just about to strike it, Emi Martinez is in a fantastic position, but he likes to fire his feet up. He likes to get his feet moving because it fires the muscles, which means that he can spring and he's good to go at any given moment. So, but what he does is he fires his feet, but he moves maybe just a yard, maybe a yard and a half forward whilst he's doing it. And that movement there means that he can't quite reach it. If he'd have stayed where he is, he's probably in the optimal position.
Yeah, and always what we talk about, when you talk about him advancing down the line, it's great if somebody has the head down and just hits it hard with laces because you've narrowed the angle. And, all right, you've lost a bit of reaction time, but you can save it. But when you come down the line and he's opening it up as a bender, you're giving him easier round you and in. Yeah. Whereas if you're flatter, that ball's arcing into you, and when you've got all the power and athleticism he has, as it's curling back into you, you can make the save look relatively comfortable. So he actually beat himself on that one because he gets close to it, even with being a yard out of position.
Honestly, it's top class analysis. It's exactly how
it is. You never knew that, did you?
It's true.
As soon as blown. I love it.
Anthony Gordon, right? As soon as he...
Should we go for a coffee?
No, it's so good though.
I'm enjoying this.
So
good
because
technical
Anthony Gordon, right? When he gets out of his feet, he looks up. And that, as a goalie, is trouble. It's like warning signs. Oh shit! He's scanning the goalie. I know that Anthony Gordon's scanning the goal and looking and going, oh, he's a little bit advanced. Like, if I put a bit of dip on this, and he's got the quality to do it as well. Like, say, if he's got his head down, I know he's just putting his foot for it. It's as simple as that, because he hasn't looked for where the corners are. He's just trying to hit it as hard as he can, which means I can get advanced and be a bigger... But when he's opening up like that, panic stations. Panic stations.
Yeah, he did, mate.
Yeah, good.
He's been decent since he's
come
in, hasn't he?
Really steady, really settled.
Is he would you say he's an ideal number 2?
Probably, yeah. He seems like the guy that's... I wouldn't say they would want to rely on him for an extended run in the team. Right. But for a guy that can come in and play half a dozen matches here and there, I think he is a fantastic number 2.
Usually a 6-game period, don't you?
Yeah.
We've seen him play for Slovakia against England in the summer.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
He's at a really good level.
He's a good goalkeeper.
And I think that tells you where your team's at. If you've got an international goalie at 1 and 2, you're a big team in the Premier League.
Should we talk about the Duran red card then, lads? This is the first little bit of controversy.
I haven't spoken about this. You must have spoken about it before.
Yeah, it's never been a red card.
Okay.
I think it's a red.
Never.
It's a red for me.
Yeah, it's a red.
I love it, lads.
I don't believe you.
Go on, tell me why. Tell me why.
I don't know.
Well, when I saw it all live, or when I watched the highlights live, oh my God, I think he's raked his foot down his back and his head and all this. But when you saw it slowed down, he actually does his left ankle. His momentum actually rolls him. Now,
why didn't he fall over then?
No, but when he's done, he's tried to take the weight off his left ankle and the right leg's come up on it.
But it's the push after.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to fall on his arse, does he? And he's just had a little scrape on it.
But you know, right, in that instance, in a game, you think, I can slyly do him here.
Yeah.
I can slyly do him.
I agree,
and I think
100%. But why does the referee not go to VAR to look at that slowed down? Because we always say a VAR still or slow image is normally a red card. But I actually think the slow image of that would have actually protected him.
I don't think so. I think I've watched
he
it back.
He still has to go to VAR, doesn't he?
But I think it looks reckless.
I still think he has to go to VAR.
He does, yeah.
But I agree with... Do you know what the biggest giveaway for me was? It was a red card. It was his body language. It was his head position when he did it. It was dead eyes. It was no emotion. Yeah. It was, I've just done that to you. I'm sorry, I'm just going to get... I'm just going to get up and I'm not going to go on.
He knew he did it.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
The only thing I would say is, I agree with you there, because about 2 minutes earlier, Digney took the free kick and he'd lost his head about the free kick. So I do think there were a little bit of red mist there, but I think he's been, in my opinion, very, very unlucky, and I think Anthony Taylor should have gone...
He's going to get a 2-week fine for that from Villa. I guarantee you will get a 2-week fine.
You saw as well, when he walked off, Emery on the bench.
Yeah.
He didn't even look at him.
Fuming.
So he thought... the manager knew him, so he said he's lost his head.
Do you know what? Do you know what it does, though? Do you know why? Do you know why there's been all this talk about Ollie Watkins should start or it should be Duran start? When Duran's on the pitch and he does it properly, he is incredible and he scored some unreal goals, right?
He's young as well.
The reason why he hasn't started this season ahead of Ollie Watkins is because you can't rely on him with stuff like that.
But he's young.
Exactly. I know he's young,
hopefully he
but
learns
you
from
can
this.
you can tell from Emery's reaction on the side of the pitch that he knows exactly what has happened there.
That's why I
he
think it's a
knew
red card.
that
No, but
if you're away at Newcastle and your player gets sent off after, 30 whatever minutes, it's game over.
Yeah,
You're done. You've lost the
It
game.
looks worse than what it is. And
You've prepared all week and he's just lost you the game. Simple as that.
I thought Emery were good after the game, and he makes my point. You could argue about whether it's red in real time or not, but for the referee not to go to the screen
I agree
when
with
we're
that.
going to
He
talk
should have done,
about
he should have done,
what
can't
happened
win
at
that.
Southampton further down the line, because obviously West Ham get a red card rescinded because he goes to the monitor. That's what should have happened.
But you can't win, again, with like VAR. There's no right or wrong, because sometimes you're saying refs are just not making decisions. We're saying, like, refs aren't making decisions anymore. They're not doing what they see and what they feel because they're too reliant upon VAR.
They're too scared
and
of
then they
getting
go
it
and
wrong,
make that decision, and it's the right decision, I think. It's the right decision. And he's getting criticised for making that decision.
We didn't even talk about it in the Liverpool match, the VAR check. They talk about 19 minutes, by the way.
God.
Honestly, get rid of
two
it.
offsides.
Honestly, it's so painful.
But that
it's
is
so
spoiling
painful.
the game.
It's
How
so
is that
painful,
taking
honestly.
so long?
Went to a Carabao Cup in the week, didn't I? It's the best thing ever, lads, honestly.
Just play,
football.
just
It's just
play
football. It's lovely.
But then it would have been a red
honestly.
card.
Get rid of it. Should we talk about Man City, lads? What on earth?
Do you know why? Do you know why City are fucked?
Go on.
It's because it's the last minute of the game. There's a 4v2, which Watto wants to talk about, right? And KDB, who apparently has stormed off after the game, he's just rolling back.
No, but he had he put a little bit of effort in. Did you see it? He was trundling along, and then he thought, "Oh shit, I better start running." He sprints, and then he slows again.
Mate, Watto?
He's thinking this is going to look bad on telly later.
Because
It looks even worse. He's thought about it.
I'm not like in the game, but I watch that, and everyone else watches that and go, Pep and his standards. Surely he's going to go in there and rip him a new.
I thought exactly.
Well, that's all that can happen at that point, isn't it? Because if you're Everton, the one thing I laughed about is I love the way Daishi ultimately sets his team up to stay in the Premier League, and you'll either love it or you'll hate it. But the one thing from a coaching perspective that made me really laugh is I don't think they work on too many transitions, and certainly didn't going into Man City with the thinking they're going to get a 4v2 overload and Brozier's driving at you, and as a defender it's 4v2 and look, the team of down tools, it's unbelievable from Man City. They just accepted the fate. They were basically saying we're going to kick off again, blow the whistle and let's get in the dressing room.
Down tools is the word, I promise you.
Down tools,
They're
it
down
was so
tools
bad.
now. It's so bad now that
will
they're
be
down tools.
so disappointed, but I don't think that's a massive part of their game, transitions. And basically, if you practice a lot of overloads and attacking transitions, you'd have expected Brozier to make a bit better decision with the runners and
clogged
the
up,
moment.
didn't it?
Yeah, and as it gets clogged up, you just need your two to stay just wide enough.
Yeah, spread out.
Because
spread
everybody
out, drag
thinks
them away.
it's really wide and you play into you. But as a defender, that's what you want. What you want is me to be tight down the side here, but it's just enough for Brozier to put that pass where I take my touch and I'm beyond it. Whereas if he plays it wide, you can cover the ground.
But as a defender as well, I'm thinking there's four, and they all stay on the same sort of line. So what one of them needed to do, they had to break the line. So they had to sprint past the defender because the two defenders stayed quite square, didn't they?
If one of them had gone in
one
between,
breaks it breaks them two up,
and then
exactly. Then it turns in.
I'll be honest with you. If this carries on like this with the City players' work rate, it will get him the sack. Because you can lose games by not being as good as people, but as soon as everybody can see, the fans can see, the owners can see, we can see that the players aren't putting the effort in, that's the time for change.
It's all the other noise around it as well, isn't it? One, there's the obvious kind of work rate issue that seems to be there, but all the other stuff around the scratching of the heads and I can't digest food anymore.
Too much theatrics.
It's too much.
You know what you
say about Martinez with working his feet, doing that. Like as a defender, I've always kind of done that as well. It's like call it like dancing, almost like dancing,
firing them up.
What happened on the goal for Njai was the ball got crossed and Rico Lewis was fair enough. He's like facing the ball, and I know some managers want you open and say it's square and whatever, but he's facing the ball. One, he hasn't looked, and his feet are planted.
He's dead.
If his feet are working, he can work his feet and get a little touch.
Get over it,
And he might be able to be fair, Njai takes it quick and it's a great finish. But he will be able to get out to him quicker.
Again, he's never been asked to defend.
No.
Like Rico Lewis has never been asked to defend. He's played in midfield for City. He's never been on the back foot having to defend against a winger. He's never been asked to be defending against a winger, which is crazy, but it's just the way that Man City have been so dominant.
Yeah, Pickford, that's his 7th penalty save, and it weren't a great penalty.
Weren't a great
obviously,
low confidence penalty.
Ireland, low confidence. But in that second half, yes, he saves the penalty, but he saved one through bodies on a second, third phase corner action, and that was it. And you're playing away at the champions, Man City, Boxing Day. There were nothing in the crowd. There's real problems there. I think Pep's always worried about the crowd and how they can affect the team, but the team are not affecting the crowd now. That's the problem.
The thing is for me is like we talked about Rodri last week and just how important he is, but they've got a team of world-class players, or a few world-class players, but it's moments like this that surely the Haalands have got to go, I take this team by the scruff of the neck. What was he?
That's where De Bruyne is
Player of the year last year, Foden?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Just the confidence is so low, but then the work you can get luckier by working harder.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. You can create stuff for yourself by working harder, and they're not even doing the initial thing. Like that's the bare minimum, genuinely, isn't it? The reason why we were footballers is because we worked hard, and you knew you had to work hard, and that was it.
Been successful.
Exactly that.
I thought Foden was so good. I think he's still got the hangover from the summer. Obviously, really struggled.
But you think as well, like now looking at it, Pep's got that wrong. Because he's been too clever in resting him off the back of the Euros.
Pushing him in, getting him on.
because he's a young lad, I'm going to do that, be clever.
The finish, by the way, by Njai was unreal, by the way.
The touch and finish.
Ortega don't even know what day it is. Like,
That's how early it is.
He's thinking, I've still got time to get a few more steps in, get set, and oh, wow, he's already hit it.
Well, he's open from the touch. He's going to get straight down the line and get on him.
The whole of Manchester just wants the season to finish, doesn't it? Tomorrow.
Yes, they do.
Exactly.
It's been a bad year, mate. It's been a bad year. Should we talk about a team who know how to do it properly then, lads? Because this Nottingham Forest team show no signs of letting up. It's about as Spursy as you'll get from Spurs. We watched a bit of this game, actually, and Spurs were brutal.
Let me ask you the opener. He's been playing well. Maddison is dropped again.
Yeah.
And there's something where he don't trust him or don't quite... He's not quite having him, is it?
I don't know whether it's to do with being away from home, whether it's the opposition.
It's too high and low.
Yeah,
there's no steadiness
you want a reliable player. I want a player that I know I'm going to get 7 out of 10 from. I don't want an 8 and then a 4 and then an 8 and then a 5. I want a 7 every single week. That's what I want. And when you're coming away to places like Nottingham Forest where you know it's going to be a workhouse, you know you're going to have to really dig in today. You can't rely on individual bits of skill. I think that's the reason why he's probably dropped him.
I think Forest have got almost the perfect balance.
Yeah.
With the two centre-halves, they're solid, reliable.
That Murillo,
they're built, and
Milenkovic.
Yeah.
Them two together, solid, steady, you know what you're going to get. You've got your kind of wing-backs, full-backs, who are like energetic, willing to work their ass off for the team. And then you've got pure pace up top, and then you've got an old-school striker down the middle. It's just, I think...
Last week they worked for him. They worked for him. And then, like, look at, like, Morgan Gibbs-White. Like, he, for me, is... Brilliant. If we weren't so blessed up that kind of position for England, he would be playing.
The timing of his pass for the Elanga is unbelievable. It's undefendable.
Yeah, it is.
It makes it undefendable.
Yeah.
But he's because Elanga's ran forward and broke that line.
Elanga's great with it, though. You see, Elanga is pointing as he's sprinting. He's pointing. He keeps pointing. And to be fair to Morgan Gibbs-White, it's just wait for the perfect time.
But also you got to appreciate the weight of the pass.
Beautiful, isn't it? It wasn't a smash and grab either. Don't wrong, Spurs had a few chances, and Sal's actually made a couple of decent saves. Sal's been on fire, by the way, actually. Sal's has been on absolute fire.
I think the two centre-halves and the goalie for them have probably gone a little bit under the radar on this run, because we've spoke about wing-backs, Chris Wood, and the offensive prowess, but the two centre-halves, as I said, and the goalie have done really well.
They'll be happy with that.
Pickford a bit of love. Can I give Pickford a bit of love for the last one, actually, quickly? We didn't say anything, but Jordan Pickford for Everton, I think December especially should be up for a Player of the Month award, definitely. He's been fantastic. Clean sheets that he's made, the run of performances he's made,
the results
penalty, he's been absolutely fantastic for Everton. He's been massive for Everton, same with Southgate for Forest, absolutely brilliant.
So at the time of recording with Spurs, they're 10 points behind the top 4. Just 9 points above the relegation zone.
But they're a mid-table team, mate. That's what they're delivering at the minute. Yeah. That's what they're delivering.
Man U. What's the difference between them and Man U?
Aren't they 12th and 13th?
So first of all, Forest are 3rd. On the 27th of December.
Chapeau.
We are halfway through the season. We're one game away from being halfway through the season. Nottingham Forest have got 34 points, lads. They're 3rd in the league.
If this had been your old West Brom days, that would have been it. You'd be finished.
Where are they
Feet up before New Year's Day.
He made it himself.
Where are they going to finish them?
Forest. I'd like to see them get into Europe in some capacity.
I said top 8 after a couple of games, and I still reckon...
Just the old romance, isn't it? 30 years?
It's
bromance we want. I'm a bit like, I just don't think they can sustain it.
No.
Chris Wood has done phenomenal, but it's going to be tough ask for him as that main man. Do they reinvest in January? But if it stays as it is, I think the components around it, they're just going to run out a little bit.
Teams do get found out as well, don't they? As season goes on. Second half, teams will work out. One team will work out how to play against them, and then what will happen is there'll be teams that follow on from that will follow that sort of model. But I think the Premier League, I love it. I think it's amazing.
Brilliant, isn't it? Yeah.
It is amazing. But you also, I've got a few mates who are like Man U fans, and they're like, Premier League's rubbish now. No. I'm like, yeah, well, of course it is for you.
Yeah, because everybody beats you.
But how good is it with you, like we said before, Brentford's, your Bournemouths, your Fulham's, your Forest.
No, it's lovely.
I just like Guardiola suffering the pain I've had all my life.
Yeah. Have a taste of that, all right?
Have a taste of that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really hard trying to win it every year.
Yeah, nightmare.
My arse it
Try
is.
being down here, Pep, all right?
Try getting one win every 10.
Do you want him to get it back, though? Do you want him to get it back?
No,
Do you want
I
him to turn it around? You don't?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I like this. I like this.
I want him to prove how good he is and come through it and be...
I'm not sure that's...
In his mantra now.
I don't think it's in him.
Do you know, I'm still not forgiving him. He never shook my hand after we played.
Scumbag, mate. Scum. Right, let's talk about Southampton, your boys, mate.
Are they going to have the lowest record lowest tally in Premier League history?
I think it's going to be very, very close, yeah. I mean, we've just alluded to the fact about Forest and Chris Wood's having a great season. But there's no firepower at Southampton. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they needed 2 or 3 to get 6, 7, 8. But there's no goals in the team on carte blanche. You know, where does it come from? Adam Armstrong's a great centre forward, but the level's tough for him. They let Sheringham go to... Yeah, mate, fucking hell, come on.
It's not a game I'd want to watch on telly.
Exactly, yeah. I think the problem Southampton face now is they've started the season so staunch in the fact that they're going to play this lovely style of football. We're going to do it. And then managers got sacked halfway through December and they're having to change it up and start to go longer. And they haven't got the players to do it.
You look at their lineup yesterday and they've got players that are coming in now. Obviously, new managers coming in and gone. Yeah. He hasn't kicked a ball all season. Let's give him a run. He's obviously seen something in training, so it's almost like rediscovering his squad for the first time, isn't it?
What is the record? They've got to get 6 draws to level. Was it Derby?
Derby. It was 18 points.
17,
Derby.
is it?
Was it? Don't know why I thought it was 11.
I'll tell you, lads. I'll tell you.
That then.
Right. Whilst you tell them that,
go on.
I've got a little quiz question for the audience and you guys.
Go on.
Tommy's teaser.
Yeah.
Right. Here's one for you. So, there are 3 players in Premier League history to have scored in all of the top 5 leagues. Germany, Spain, Italy, England and France. 3 players in the Premier League era that have scored in all big 5 European leagues. We'll come back to it at the end of the show.
Zlatan?
Nope.
Ronaldo?
Nope.
Beckham?
Nope.
Larson?
Nope. 2 of them are really hard. One of them's a current Premier League player. Player.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to it.
11 points. Derby got relegated on. 11.
It was 11. So I was right. Yeah.
11.
So they need
It's
6
not a
draws.
quiz question, though.
They need 6 draws, but if it was.
Oh my gosh.
Have you watched the quiz, by the way? The Boxing Day quiz?
Certainly not after my head.
I was there.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched it.
It went out.
Yeah, I didn't know if you'd have watched it back, that was all.
Not after my head loss. No, I didn't.
11 points. That's not nice, is it?
No. Was that Derby?
Derby, yeah. But the one thing I want to mention in this game is, and we spoke about it off air, obviously, with Fabianski going off injured is not nice. And obviously we're down for 6-7 minutes because it didn't look that bad a challenge, but obviously it's ended up being quite bad. But we spoke about West Ham must be one of the only teams that have had that change of goalie such a lot over the last
it'd be interesting to see how many
months,
times they've swapped, because I can remember honestly, top of my head, at least 5 or 6 times where in the last 2 seasons, Fabianski and Areola, one of them's come off and the other one's had to come on. At least 5 or 6 times. If somebody can get in the comments, that'd be nice, actually.
But all the stuff that were about Lopetegui, you've got the phone here. Are they above Man United on points now?
I think there might be just below
all this
them.
that he's had,
just below them.
way.
I don't think he'd be far off.
Yeah, no, West Ham are 1 point ahead of Man United now.
Here we are. That is phenomenal. All the pressure that were surrounding and all that talk about Lopetegui.
Oh, gosh.
Do you know what it's in West Ham, though? That, like, Jarrod Bowen is the guy. And, like, if Southampton had a Jarrod Bowen...
Oh, he's gold, mate. He's gold, yeah. He's gold.
He works really hard as well,
gold,
apparently.
mate.
Just every day in training.
He's a perfect fit. He's a perfect fit, isn't he?
And what about the red card that was downgraded Rodriguez to a yellow?
I'm going to put it on you and ask you about this.
I think it's a red because of the kind of action. And he didn't quite follow through with it, but I think the intent was there and then he kind of slipped. For me, it's a red.
Right, so I'll go first. I disagree, actually, because if you watch it back, I agree with what you said. It's like he wanted to do that, but it's almost like he didn't have his legs sorted, or he wasn't ready, set to fully make the challenge, and he's gone in like that and thought, oh, God, this is going to get me a red doing that, and he's pulled out. But Kyle Walker-Peters, he's made really no contact with Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters has fully kicked his legs up in the air and jumped up, and it makes it look a whole lot worse. It looks like he's gone through him, but he hasn't at all, and I think he's probably just about saved himself. I could understand it being a red, I really could. The fact that they went to VAR definitely saved him, but I think he probably just pulled out in time.
Watto?
No red card for me, and that's what I think VAR is all about, and that's why we had a long debate about the Duran one, but I still believe that Taylor should have gone to the monitor. The ref's been very aggressive because of Walker-Peters' reaction, straight red. Yeah. There were a bit of kerfuffle with the players, so that makes you think it's a bad one when you see all that.
It was a second bite of the cherry as well for Rodriguez, because he had one before, he didn't quite get it, and then he's gone in again. And
so he's gone straight red, but they tell him to go and have a look at it, and I did think he put the brakes on. It still didn't look nice, and you could have actually said it looked like he really wanted to hurt him, but I think he did enough to stop the action.
No, not red. I think like you say, VAR. Yeah.
What the fuck do you know about football?
Not a red.
Bournemouth.
Is this the final one?
0-0.
Why do we always finish on 0-0s for? Can't we start? Should we start?
It's not our fault. It's not our fault. 0-0s in the Premier League.
YouTube algorithm, mate. We get the good games at the end.
If you start on this, they're all out of here.
Let's start the game for 0-0. I dare you.
All the punters are getting to the boozer before me.
You kick us off with this one, Ben. What do you want to talk about in this game?
I don't really know. Like, this is...
Eze's back.
I watched a little bit of every game live this weekend, right? A little bit of every game, except for this one, right? Except for this one. Eze's back. Lovely to see Eze back. Flying. What a player. Both teams will be absolutely fine. Bournemouth will finish top 10. Palace will finish probably about 15th or 16th. And it's a better result for Palace than what it is for Bournemouth.
Palace have settled down now, haven't they, Watto?
Yeah, look, it's a good result on the road. Bournemouth, phenomenal team. Yeah. Very difficult place to go. Look, Boxing Day, travelling. Bournemouth were the better team.
Yeah, they were.
If anybody were going to win it, they were going to win it. Yeah. But they didn't work Henderson enough. They got in good moments, but never hit the target. So ultimately, good day on the road for them, and they'll move on. As I said earlier in the show, the positive thing for a Palace, not so much Bournemouth because they're up the higher end of it, the bottom three teams that are there now, I just don't see them having enough to get anywhere near a Wolves that are picking up now.
Yeah. Bournemouth 14 points out of 18 in the last 6
I think it's a good result for Palace, especially
really good
with Bournemouth and the run they've been on. Yeah. I actually thought this would be a goal fest, a bit of a goal fest.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't.
He's giving it a go.
Yeah.
Can I give you the answer to my question now?
Go on.
I didn't even thought about it.
Justin Kluivert.
Yeah. The penalty master.
Jovetic, Man City.
Yeah.
And then one from back in the day, Florian Radicchio, West Ham.
Radicchio, wow.
Well, I'm glad that's not in the quiz.
Very, very good. We like it. Should we have a quiz? By the way, Jamie's not here today. Wait there.
FaceTime him. Say, Ben, you got to come back here. It's all gone wrong.
He's had a Danny Ward and he's on a free transfer.
Right, we're FaceTiming Jamie. See what he said.
It's all gone wrong.
Swear down if you don't answer.
Luke's done a great job.
Jamie has his phone in his hand 24/7.
He's got his feet up.
24/7 you have your phone in your hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope you've all had a great Christmas and a great Boxing Day as well.
Look at this!
Here we go.
He's a pro.
Did you write that as well?
What an intro! What an intro!
Jamie, mate, you're gone,
We've got the penultimate quiz of 2024.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my.
The leaderboard, Tom 8, Ben 5, Watto on 4. Toes, we need more from you today. We need more from you.
Right. I'm nervous.
Right, question 1. Callum Hudson-Odoi played for Premier League club Chelsea. However, what team did he spend the 2022...
Leverkusen.
Correct.
Was it Leverkusen?
Yes.
I thought it was Bayern Munich. Did he go to Bayern Munich?
No, he was rumoured.
You were in early there, weren't you?
Yeah, that's good, that.
I'm not jumping in because I'm
no.
worried.
Yeah, me too.
Luke worries
But that's
me.
what it does. When
And
you got a higher
I was
caliber.
trying to trip you up there as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Higher
And you tripped
caliber.
Ben up.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's good. I don't mind it.
mate, disaster.
All right, question 2. Who is Everton's all-time leading Premier League goal scorer?
Duncan Ferguson.
And each of me.
No.
It's a free hit. That's for you, mate. Well, you've got to go with one.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Saha.
Incorrect.
Are we back in?
All back in.
Duncan Ferguson.
James Beattie.
Oh, James Beattie was my other one.
No.
I said
Still no.
Did you say Big Dunk?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, right, everyone back in.
Tim Cahill.
Kevin Morales.
No.
What?
Wow.
It's a great shout.
Is it?
No. Billy Nectadol.
Baines.
No.
They 2 step penalties, didn't he?
McFadden.
No. You can't. You've already had a guess. You can't go 2 guesses.
I think I might have to count it down. 5,
Just you win.
4,
I'm narrowing
Ross
it.
Barkley.
2,
Seamus Coleman.
1. Romelu Lukaku.
Oh my gosh.
68.
question.
Oh my
You know what? I thought about him at West Brom, and then I thought he scored a
yeah.
hat-trick against us. But
Surprised me,
I
actually.
I
didn't
didn't even
enough.
think about it.
How many
Yeah.
seasons did he do there then?
I think it was only 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
He was
He
before
went
got
like
moved to Man U,
2020.
though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Who was
Good.
behind him? Have you got the...
Yeah, Duncan Ferguson was 60, Cahill 56 and DCL 56.
Good question.
Talbot Lewin's got 56.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, in 10 years.
right.
Oh, so how many you got in 10 years?
4.
Can't decide.
Question
I asked
3.
my brother yesterday if he played up front for Liverpool all season, how many goals do you think he'd score? He said 2.
Who? Lee J?
No, Andy, my brother.
If they've got,
Andy!
if they've got 10 penalties between now and the end, how many do you think you'd score as a penalty taker?
10 penalties?
If you had 10 before against any of them goals in the Premier League, how many out of 10 do you think you'd get?
Do I honestly think I'd get
Yeah.
6?
I was about to say, if you say more than 2, yeah, you're a twat. You're
All right then, well, I'll take 10 against you.
I've seen him
We'll
play
have to
football.
phone them all up, see if they're up for it.
I'll score more than 6
He's
out
got
of
the
10 against
stiffest
him.
hips you've ever seen.
I will
in
score
your
more than
life.
6 out of 10 against you.
Oh, £100.
Right, we're
Oh
doing
my
it.
God.
We'll film it.
We're filming it. Yep, we're doing
I've
it.
got stiff hips, and I would even say more than, like, oh my God.
Right. Anyway, back to the main
Yep,
event.
question 3. Who was the Spurs manager the last time they won a major trophy in 2007?
Harry Red... No. I know it.
Martin Yole.
No.
Ramos.
Yes.
Juande? Juande Ramos?
I knew it was the one before Redknapp.
That's good.
That against Chelsea?
Yes. Yeah.
Dawson?
The League Cup. No, Woodgate.
Woodgate, that's
Berbatov
it.
penalty.
Woodgate, yeah, it was, yeah.
Berbatov, Woodgate.
Yeah.
Right, question 4. This is a new one from me, so I'm trialling something with you here. So,
Okay,
Are
mate.
you trying to make Jamie look bad?
I think so. He's doing an incredible job. He's doing an incredible job.
right, so I've got a piece of famous commentary, and you've got to guess the player that they're talking
Goal,
about.
yeah, the goal scorer.
Yeah. So,
Surely not.
right.
Dini!
So let's see if you can get it on this first bit.
Like this is so good.
It's 11. It's heaven for nobody. Okay. Hold the back page. Hold the front
Jamie Vardy.
page. Yes.
11 goals in a
Oh,
row.
it's good.
Yeah.
Man United, yeah. De Gea.
Leicester, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Ball down the side.
It's 11, it's heaven, yeah.
Rather than his ones at Fleetwood.
it was at home.
Right. Question 5. What club did Yossi Benayoun make more Premier League?
Liverpool.
West Ham.
Liverpool.
Get in there, needed that bad. Are we all on one here, by the way?
I think it is.
I
yeah,
think we're all on one here,
That's the
lads.
wrong
Yeah.
answer.
It's Christmas, isn't it? It's all
Yeah.
about giving and sharing and caring.
Absolutely.
Number 6. John Stone started his career
Barnsley.
at...
Barnsley.
Nah, this is a Jamie question.
Where are you from?
Wrexham.
That's a Jamie question.
2-1-1-1.
7. One Premier League club's nickname is named after a fruit. Which team is it?
Cherries, Bournemouth.
Yes.
Nice.
I like that.
Should be an easy.
If I'd have said cherries, would I have still got it?
Yeah. Cool. I'd have given you that. Question 8. Which American has the most Premier League appearances of all time?
Dempsey.
No.
Darn it.
Howard.
No.
Oh, wow.
He's second.
That one
I thought I'd got that one.
399.
Oh, who's that one? That?
Ooh.
Dempsey was third.
Coaching in San Diego. Oh my!
It's not Tim Howard.
I thought I got that.
I know who it is.
You do know who it is.
I think I know who it is.
Has he been coaching in San Diego?
You can't have everything.
Are we
mate.
counting down? Jamie would have counted down by now.
Yeah, yeah. You remember the Christmas quiz? I didn't get a millisecond.
Exactly. We're trying to learn from that one now.
Yeah,
I'll give
exactly.
you more time.
Exactly.
Don't know, Pulisic.
No. I'll count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brad Friedel.
You've got to come back in! You have to come back in! I was good to go! I was good to go!
Hey,
Count you down.
he's not.
Yes, it's
he's
fine.
not.
Okay,
He's
I'm
not
good to
answered.
go.
He's
I
not
had
answered.
said-
We weren't all in. He's not answered. Has he?
I can't believe it! I can't believe it! No, because it took too long.
Strong refereeing.
It took too long.
Strong
So
refereeing.
we don't automatically all come back in. I like it.
Yeah, strong
Yeah,
refereeing.
I like
It's a
it.
different day.
Who's
It's a different man.
Everton?
Yeah.
McBride.
No,
Landon Donovan.
Donovan. That's right.
I feel like someone's put their hand down my fucking ripped.
No, we've got a new referee,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
He's not gone to VAR.
No,
He's just
right.
stuck with the red card
Yeah.
there. Good refereeing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Question.
A good question.
Right.
I thought I'd got it.
Question 9. Career path. I've played for Navarra, Udinese, Sampdoria, Sporting Lisbon, Man United.
Ugarte?
No.
Dallo.
No.
What was the first team?
Navarra.
Can you go from them again, please?
Navarra, Udinese, Sampdoria, Sporting Lisbon, Man United.
Ganacho.
Spain.
No.
Are we coming back in or is it?
You can come back in on this one.
Okay, tell me.
Bruno.
Yes.
Damn it!
Well done.
Very good.
Well done. What's that? 3?
Massive!
Is that 3?
That was big.
He played in Italy.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
The only reason why is because it stopped at Man United,
Started there,
and the only one that I can think of that was at Sporting was it.
Sporting was
So
it,
what
yeah.
number was that? 9?
That was 9, so we're on 10.
So were you on 3? 2?
2.
Me and Toes on 1.
Come on, boys!
Don't.
First time.
No!
Toes.
No!
Shop.
No!
Out the bus
Yeah, come on.
and let's hope for a Watto.
Come on, Lukey.
Right.
I want you today. It's bad, mate.
Question 10. Andre Schürrle joined Chelsea in the summer of 2013. However, what other Premier League club did he play on loan
Fulham.
for?
Yes! I was going to tell you the answer.
You didn't need to tell me. You didn't need to tell me.
Is that bad? Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Oh, you didn't need to tell
You
me.
can keep quiet. Well,
I knew that would be.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to be a good question for you.
Yeah.
Hey, you've still got a chance, mate.
I'm happy for that.
Did you know the answer?
No.
What's your bottle like? I love the commentary question, by the way.
He does like marathons and stuff, doesn't he, Schürrle?
Yeah, mad like
proper, like...
Yeah, he does, yeah.
3-3.
Oh, you're Robin
better
as
than
well,
me.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Robin does them.
I'm on the brink there, Tom, wasn't I? But
Eden Hazard does cycling now.
We're just,
Right.
yeah, we're
come on.
We're
this is-
cheerleading now, Toes.
come on.
So, the tiebreaker question.
Who's your money on?
Hopefully, Watto.
Oh, confidence is low. My confidence is low. Like, I've had
win
such
for a
a
while.
bad run,
Imagine if
right?
you'd have got the Brad Friedel, you'd have been it.
I should have been given the ball.
Come on, while he's
Should have been given the ball.
come on, while he's thinking of something else. Go.
Okay,
Go.
question 11. What German club did Newcastle sign Joe Linton from? What German club did Newcastle sign Joe Linton from?
Hanover.
It's not that.
Wolfsburg.
Hamburg.
No.
Leverkusen.
No.
What's happening? What's happening, Quizmaster?
No, you could just
I'm
keep
just
going.
having it
You
off.
could just
No,
keep
no,
going
no.
here. Yeah.
Stuttgart.
No.
Hertha Berlin.
No.
No.
I'm naming all the hate.
Someone.
Any German hate.
Hanover.
No.
He said Hanover. He said what?
You're
Stuttgart.
No.
They don't know any more German.
More
Come
German-
on.
Right, more German clubs with H.
Hertha Berlin.
No.
You were on the right page and straight away. You're trying to get the answer out of my eyes.
Hansa Rostock.
No.
Hamburg. We've said it, haven't we?
You got another question?
Yeah, I do have
Hold on,
another
hold on. No, we can get this. We got a H
Ah,
between
come
us.
on, you've got to go to another question.
Yeah, it's a bit long, that.
Shambles, you two.
Yeah.
You were there for 4.
Go another one, because it's just going to be
How many
pure
H's is
guess
in the
anyway.
league?
Okay.
Surely we've said them all, haven't we?
Nope.
Nah. So I'll give you the answer.
Yeah.
Hoffenheim.
I knew it was a H, right? I knew it. Yeah, I knew it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Mate, on one, you're not even in it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wasn't getting involved, Paul.
Don't get involved,
I'll
mate.
do with you, all right?
Come on. Okay.
I'm glad you didn't get it.
Jamie rang back. Jamie rang back.
Nope. Don't
You had
care.
to answer if you wanted the job as a quizmaster.
I think Jamie could sense that we're having too much of a good time, so he didn't bother ringing back.
Tiebreaker 2.
Yeah, we're not used to these.
It's a keeper question, so this has worked out quite well.
Oh.
Jordan Pickford has now made 7 penalty saves. However, who has the most in Premier
Gomez.
League history? Incorrect.
I think I know.
James.
Foster.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Michael.
No.
Fabianski.
Correct.
I mean so much!
No!
Correct. Yep. 11.
Back in the game.
Gomez had
Why
9.
does everyone hate him when it's so...
I know, you're twats, you lot.
Haters, mate. Haters.
Twats.
Well done.
Gosh,
Well,
yes,
Yes,
lads.
well done.
Yeah, well done.
Quizmaster.
Well done. Well done.
Good quiz, though, Lukey. Good quiz.
Well
Very
done.
good.
Well done, boys.
Does Jamie keep his job?
Wow.
Get it in the comments.
Nice.
innit? Get it in the comments.
Get in the comments. That was...
No, don't get in the comments.
no,
Please don't get in
Jamie's
the
back
comments.
next week, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, simple as that,
That's-
okay?
yeah.
Unless you want to do it.
Well, was it a good audition?
Wow.
Who knows?
I loved the commentary question.
The commentary
yeah.
question.
commentary question was brilliant.
Who got it right?
Good.
It's a
Good intro as well, Lukey.
Yes,
Really
thank you.
good.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to see though is you do it as the commentator did it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
11 in heaven. Or...
Maybe for next time then.
Yeah. Oh,
If there's a next time. If there's a next time. Who knows?
Oh, somebody doing that. I'm spent, lads.
He's so
I'm spent.
emotional.
He's
won.
He's had his
I've
win.
got nothing left. I've got nothing left to give.
Got nothing left.
Just means so much. I'm panicking.
See you later then.
Right, well done. Thank you, lot. Merry Christmas. See you soon.
There you guys.
When are we back? New Year's Eve. We've got a show.
Yeah.
So New Year's Eve. If you're bored at 5 p.m.
Bosh.
Spotify.
See you soon, guys. Thank you.